Hi there, I'm Eggfur, and today I want to show you something I've invented over the last couple of days. This is a Nylium based automatic self-sustaining bone meal farm. So some of you might have come across my previous flower farms. There's one in the background there. So there's a flower based bone meal farm for Bedrock Edition that broke in 1.16. But with every door closing, a new one opens, and 1.16 brings us this stuff, Nylium. And you can bone meal Nylium, and you can make a bone meal profit out of it as well. So this is my farm, which does that. Okay, so let's dive straight in. So Minecraft 1.16 the Nether update brings us Nylium, and there are two kinds of Nylium. There's this one, Crimson Nylium, and this one, which is Warped Nylium. And both of them can be bone mealed. And the way that the bone mealing works is a bit like grass. I can bone meal a grass block, other grass and flowers and stuff will spread. I can bone meal a Nylium block as well, like so, and nether-based plants will grow on it. The same to crimson, but plants from the crimson biome. And actually, what's really interesting is that whilst you'd think that warp Nylium and crimson Nylium would be pretty much of a muchness, they're not, because these things here, these little plants, these are nether sprouts. And the thing about nether sprouts is that you can't collect them except with shears. And that means that they're lost when you try and pick them up with an automated farm like this one. Whereas if you bone meal crimson Nylium, in this case only got roots, so there's a fungus over here. You get roots and fungus, and those can all be picked up by shifting the platform. They break into items and you can collect them. So that's the basis for the farm. Interestingly, you'd think this farm would work in Java as well. It doesn't, because it just doesn't pick up as many items. When you bone meal Crimson Nylium in Java, you don't get as many items back. So yeah, this farm is a Bedrock exclusive. Okay, so let's have a quick look at how it works. I've created a moving platform here, and this platform moves in 4 different directions. That means we can move it every 2 ticks, so it's super fast. Underneath the platform, I've got a dispenser up here, which is dispensing bone meal onto the platform, and that causes all of my plants to grow. And as the platform moves, those plants break, and eventually the dispenser at the back will dispense water to push all of the items off down to the front of the platform here, where they drop into this first water stream, which pushes them towards a hole in the middle, just there. And then they fall down into this circular water stream at the bottom, which goes along by these hoppers, which have composters underneath. That turns the plants into bone meal, and then the bone meal is carried back along here into my dropper chains. The dropper chains come together at this point, and I'm detecting using this comparator how full this dropper is, and if it gets over 41 items, I unlock a hopper underneath it, and I take my spare bone meal out of here and collect it in my chests, or you could go to your automated farms, and the rest of bone meal comes back up through here and is recycled into the farm. So this has been running for a little bit, and you can see that these chests are starting to fill up quite nicely. In fact, I think I turned it on at 15:42, which was probably about 10-15 minutes ago. So this is what I've got in 15 minutes. I have done an overnight test of this farm, and I got 7,000 bone meal per hour in about 8 hours. So a long-term test, 7,000 bone meal per hour. I have seen it go faster than that, and I suspect that before I do the build tutorial, I will spend a bit of time tidying up the redstone under here and seeing if I can optimize it just a little bit more in terms of some of the timings to make it even faster. But 7,000 bone meal an hour, put that into a micro farm, and you're talking about 7,000 bamboo an hour, you're talking about 14,000 sugarcane an hour without having to use zero tick farms. You're talking about tree farms, you're talking about sea pickles, you're talking about loads of other things which can be bone mealed. So this is a really, really important farm. It does fit into a 16 by 16 space, so it fits into one chunk. It's about 11 blocks high, top to bottom. And I would strongly recommend that if you're to build this, you will need to chunk align it. So this piston system here will break if this is not chunk aligned, so be very careful about doing that. When I do the build video, I'll show you exactly how to chunk align it, so no problem at all there. And if you want to see that build video, then please take some time to subscribe to the channel, and I will look forward to seeing you again when it comes to the build. Thank you very much. Bye bye.